Good morning, everyone. My name is Aarthi. I am a research scholar in SASTRA deemed to be university, working under the guidance of Dr. K. Geetha ma'am from SASTRA deemed to be university. Today, the title of my presentation is a systematic literature review on data freshness for reinforcing the mutual authentication scheme in wireless body area network. This is the simple outline of my presentation. First, I start with the introduction of wireless body area network, W-band architecture and W-band topology. Then I will shift my attention towards the mutual authentication and session key establishment process in IEEE 802.15.6. Then I will concentrate on the research methodology followed in this systematic literature review. Then I will explain the results and discussions obtained in the systematic literature review for ensuring the data freshness in mutual authentication schemes in W-band. Finally, I conclude this presentation with significant results. Let us see about the introduction of wireless body area network. Wireless body area network is also called as wireless body sensor network, and it is defined in IEEE 802.15.6. With the recent improvements in microcontroller and microprocessor technologies, the sensors becomes more effective in sensing, tracking, monitoring the information more effectively. It is a short-range, low-power and reliable communication used to track and monitor the physical conditions of the patients through an internet or intranet technologies without affecting their comforts. Here I list out the various advantages of the wireless body area network when compared with the conventional healthcare monitoring systems. First, it reduces the overall cost of the healthcare system, and then it reduces the long waiting hours of the patient, and it also makes a quick, timely intra-band decisions in case of any emergency arises at the patient's side. For instance, W-band on diabetic patients can auto-inject the insulin through a pump as soon as the insulin level of the patient declines. So, here it improves the monitoring procedures. W-band architecture. This is the simple illustration of wireless body area network architecture. Here, this wireless body area network adopts the multi-hop centralized architecture in which the hub node acts as a gateway between the sensor node and medical server. Here, this hub node collects all the physiological information from all the sensor node and transmits to the medical server through the wireless communication technologies like internet or intranet. Here, if the relative distance between the sensor node and the local server is very high, then the sensor node require higher energy to transmit the observation to hub node. So, it will drastically affect the health of the patient in case of any sensor node attached inside the human body. So, to avoid this, we need to place a relay node in between the sensor node and hub node to improve the power efficiency in wireless body area network. These are the terminologies present in wireless body area network. Here, we have to concentrate on wireless body area network communication architecture. Here, there are three tiers of communication. Intra-band communication is also called as a tier 1 communication. It represents the communication between the sensor node and the relay node. Then inter-band communication, it is a tier 2 communication and it represents the communication between the relay node and the hub node. And then the third tier, which is an communication between the hub node and a healthcare provider over an insecure channel. Then session key establishment in IEEE 802.15.6. Here, the authentication credentials may be a static or a dynamic attribute which is used to generate the master key at any nodes like sensor node, hub node or relay nodes, etc. Then this master key generate the pairwise temporal key between the hub node and system administrator or sensor node and system administrator, etc. Then the message security is provided by encryption, authentication or replay protection mechanisms to provide some security properties in W-band. Among these processes, replay protection is established using the data freshness as a security goal. Then research methodology. Here this slide explains what are all the steps present in a systematic literature review on data freshness. First one is on research goals. In research goals, we framed 4 research questions to obtain an effective planned systematic literature review on data freshness in W-band. Then we have select the keywords for primary search process, and then we have to refine the research articles based on the title and abstract. Then the inclusion and exclusion principles which must be tabulated in the next slides. Then the quality assessment which is used to determine the quality of the research articles which is included in this systematic literature review. Then research goals. Here we framed 4 different research questions to conduct this systematic literature review in a planned manner. First one is what are the challenges in exhibiting the data freshness mechanism. Here it concerns over the biomedical sensor node because the computational capability and communication capability of the sensor node is very low when compared with the local server. So we need to gain some knowledge over the general challenges of W-band and security challenges of W-band. Then what are all the security vulnerabilities present in W-band is the second research question, which is highly concentrated on the threats and vulnerabilities that are caused due to the poor authenticity in wireless body area network. So we have to concentrate on this question, and then what kind of mechanisms are defined for data freshness in W-band. It is the third research question which helps to understand the various mechanisms to obtain the data freshness. Then the fourth one is used to know what are all the authenticity schemes present in W-band and how the cryptographic parameters are checked whether the parameters are really a fresh one or not. Then selection of keywords. In this SLR, we used the data freshness in W-band, freshness of data in W-band, security requirements of W-band, W-band security, and authentication in W-band are the keywords to search various research platforms to obtain the results. By using these keywords, we obtained 1977 journals on various platforms on 4th October 2021. Then these are the inclusion and exclusion criteria followed in this SLR. The research article must provide some importance over the data freshness in W-band with formal verification of the security protocol. The general studies of W-band are not technical papers and blog posts are not included in this SLR. Then quality assessment. Here we are refining the papers through the secondary search process by assessing the quality of the research articles. Here we must identify the experiment findings of the papers and the effectiveness of the papers in the field of the data freshness, and we have to concentrate on the application towards the lightweight cryptography in W-band and whether this algorithm is suitable for the resource constrained devices or not. Then results of the systematic literature review. First, we have to know what are the challenges posed in wireless body area network. First one is the general challenges of W-band. Here, the data rate should be 10 kbps to 10 mbps and the latency must be 125 millisecond for medical application and 250 millisecond for non-medical application. It should be less than this level. Then jitter, it should be less than for 50 millisecond in both medical and non-medical application. And then scalability, Here this W-band is scalable up to 256 nodes. Then security challenges in W-band. Here this W-band deals with the sensitive information. Any loss of data will not only affect the patient's privacy, it also lead to the improper intervention of the medical professional and endangers the lives of the patient. Then security vulnerabilities in W-band. Here there are some attacks which provide some threats and vulnerabilities in authenticity and confidentiality property, among which eavesdropping attack which can eavesdrop the cryptographic parameters that are passed during the mutual authentication protocol, then replay attack in which the cryptographic parameters like identity of the nodes, hash values, hash functions can be replayed by any adversary to make them as a legitimate user. Then impersonation attack. Here the adversary acts as a legitimate user. Then man in the middle attack. It is an relay attack to compromise the network. Then key compromisation attack, which is provided with the compromisation of a key by acting as a legitimate user by the adversary. Next one is a node capture attack. It is one of the hazardous attack because it compromises the entire network. Then the gateway bypassing attack. Here the node bypasses, that means an adversary bypasses the relay node and feeds the parsed image to bypass the authentication process. Then it is a simple workflow of wireless body area network, but it is a request and a response model. Then data freshness using a timestamp. It is a mechanism in which the timestamps are used to provide a data freshness over the communication between the tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3 communications. Here they generate the timestamps and the receiver node must check whether the current timestamp and the received timestamp is equivalent or the difference will be negligible. If the difference is very negligible, then the message will be accepted, otherwise it is not. Then the data freshness using a random challenges in which it is a request response model. Here by using this one can verify the data freshness using a random number or nouns. These nouns will play an important role. For example, if it is a Bluetooth protocol for three-factor authentication process, then the sensor node and mobile node are already paired up with each other using an authentication credentials. Now the mobile node tries to authenticate the sensor node again to check whether the link key is fresh or not. In this stage, the random number is chosen by the mobile node as an authentication request. Upon receiving the request, the sensor node generates the response as a function of a nouns, link key and Bluetooth address of the sensor node. This is the basic mechanism behind the random challenges. And then the counters. In counters, the counter value is incremented by 1 whenever the message is appended with some sequence counter value. Here it is commonly used in CCMP, TK-IP, etc. Here it just checks the sequence counter value whether the previous counter value and the current counter value will be equal or not. If it is equal, then it is incremented by 1 and update the sequence number table at both the ends. These are the authenticity mechanisms present in the W-band to provide a data freshness in various schemes. Then here it is in conclusion. Here the range of the random number should be improvised and it must be suitable for the resource constrained devices. So we have to concentrate more on hyperledger fabric based authentication and we have to concentrate on AI and ML based security in IoT. Thank you for providing this opportunity.